everybody. It's me. I'm here. Hope you're all doing good tonight. As I said, living the dream or the nightmare, depending on your perspective. 3 in a row, 3 stream streak. That's nice, though. Thanks for coming out. I always appreciate it. We are definitely finishing the Fishmen tonight. I just have a couple more things I need to do. We're going to finish off our claws and teeth with some vampire fang. Then we're going to paint their little their cloths, their starfish, and then we'll do the metallics and we're done. That's all we need to do. And the cloths are only going to be 2 or 3 colors at the most. And then we can move on to something else.
And his name is John C.
Thank you, Klaus. Yeah, I'm glad everybody's having fun hanging out. I just kind of, just kind of vibing. That's all I do. Nothing too wild and crazy. But I'm really proud of the way these guys have come out. I think that all the work and time and effort that we put into them is honestly very much worth it. Because, I mean, these are some pretty fantastic fishmen. Hope everybody else had a good Monday. Excellent. Thank you. I don't know what they got over there in New Zealand, Klaus. That was just my recommendation, but I don't know if they have it over in your country. It's pretty ubiquitous. I'm surprised if they don't have it. I mean, you could always just like get GW paints. They're a little expensive, but I don't know what they got in Kiwi country. hydrate. Fine. I actually have water this time. It's really good for me to hydrate every so often.
Yes. Go. Volcano.
A Kiwi equivalent store. Yeah, it's just a brand of paint, Army Painter. You can usually find them at any sort of game store, like anywhere that sells like minis or models. You can usually find Army Painter paints if your store carries it. Ooh, no, that sucks, Green. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, there's also, I mean, other paint brands are available. I would just, there's, let's see. There's Games Workshop, Citadel Paints. There's also, I don't know if he sells it in Australia and New Zealand yet. Duncan Rhodes, Tooth and Coats. I use a lot of that one too. There's AK Interactive, which is also a good paint brand. There's lots of different paint brands out there. Yeah, we actually had some winter weather down here in Georgia as well. We finally got snow on Saturday. Stuck around most of the day on Sunday and melted off in the afternoon. And then it hit freezing last night again, so all the roads froze, and they canceled school today, so my kiddo was home all day from daycare. We're gonna skip Gregorian chant. It's something that I don't know why is on this playlist. That is a good question, though. Green, do you have any bottled water? Are you okay? I can't send you any bottled water, but bottled water, and sodas alike. Wonderful. Very nearly done with this color. Yeah, well, if you're on any console nowadays, you have to pay fees to play online. Cause I don't know why, but it's this weird thing. Cause like Xbox has like you have to have like Game Pass or Live or whatever they're calling it now. For PlayStation, you gotta have PlayStation Plus to play online. And the only console where you don't have to pay to be online is PC, I think. And Nintendo has Nintendo Online, but I actually think Nintendo's not so bad because if you get the Nintendo Online, I used to have it, but I haven't bothered to update my credit card on my Nintendo account, so it kind of lapsed and I haven't done it yet. But honestly, it's the cheapest one. $50 a year, and yeah, well, I understand that, but yeah, it's $50 a year, and you can you also get access to a library of like classic Nintendo games just for having the account. And if you have My Nintendo Plus, then you get access to like GameCube and or that's what Switch 2 is, GameCube games, but you get like Nintendo 64 and Game Boy Advance games if you're a Nintendo Switch Plus subscriber, which I was up until very recently. I just haven't bothered to go and update it. I also haven't played my Switch in a long time, so I figured I'll wait until I have more time to play my Switch, which is probably never, so maybe if I get a Switch 2, I'll update it. But generally speaking, Nintendo's online connection is not great, so. You refuse on principle to get the Switch 2. What's wrong with the Switch 2? It's just a more powerful Switch. And it's backwards compatible, so got all your Switch games, you can just play them on there. Which is something you can't really say for other consoles. I'd love to get a Switch 2. I know I don't have time to play it, so I didn't bother asking for one for Christmas or anything because I knew that I would never have any time to play it. And I'd much rather get some other stuff for like I would much rather get some other stuff that I can use for like production and shit. The controversy around Nintendo lawsuits? Eh. I honestly, I mean, you know, maybe I could. Maybe you say what you want about me. I couldn't give a crap about Nintendo filing lawsuits. It's nothing new. They're a large corporation, and they've always been ferociously protective of their IP. So, I mean, it's nothing new. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. But it's just this. It's the same thing that, like, you know, you're gonna find with any large company, especially Nintendo, who, like, they used to loan out their IP and it got completely muddled. So they were like, you know, nah, we're not doing that anymore. So it's really not like it's not unexpected to say. So, I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I'm kind of nonplussed by the whole lawsuit thing. So. Yeah. Yeah. I get that too. I mean, like, my Switch still works fine. So, I'm not going to complain about it. I'm considering what I want to paint next. I think I just might do. We'll go ahead and get the little loincloths painted. So we're just gonna paint them all brown using Curious Letter, and then we're going to highlight them using Ancient Forest. Now, I'm not saying that it's right for Nintendo to file lawsuits like that. But, like, honestly, to expect anything less from a company like that, I honestly don't expect anything less. So, it's just one of those things like, you know, oh, they're suing? Figures. It's not like I support them crazily enough or that much anyway. I don't buy that many video games. Because I don't have very much time to play them. What precious little time I have, I tend to play live service games like MMOs. Because they're the type of progression that I can really, like, you know, kind of pick up and put down. Single player games I don't have that much time for because I get absorbed in them and I just don't have that much time to, like, you know, do that and keep up with all the other stuff that I'm trying to do. Used to play a lot of Final Fantasy XIV, kind of taking a little break from it. Occasionally going back to it, but I was playing Guild Wars and enjoying that. And I probably will go back to that eventually, because that one doesn't have a subscription or anything. But Mr. Diceman Travis convinced me to start playing World of Warcraft again, which was my first real MMO. Guild Wars counts, but I didn't really play it that seriously when I was a kid. But World of Warcraft was the first MMO that I really got seriously into. So I always kind of count that as my first real MMO. But before that, I had played Guild Wars and I had played RuneScape. So there's that. But I played a lot of WoW, and I really enjoyed it back in the day. And playing with Travis and them, I really enjoyed it as well. So I was like, you know what? I'll resub if I've got friends playing it, but if they stop, I'll stop. Mm-hmm. Yes, Final Fantasy Remake 7 Remake is on Switch. It is very surprising that that is a thing. But you know, stranger things have happened. I played the first remake one. I beat it. I played a little bit of Intergrade. The problem is I just don't have time for single player games. And I started playing the second one. Whatever it's called, I can't remember. Rebirth, I think. It's a little more open worldy because of the nature of the game. And I got to a point where I had to like progress the story, and then I was like, oh, well, I'll go do that, and then I stopped, because the way I play those types of games is, especially like the type of game it is. It's like, you know, you have it's not really open world. Like everything is connected, but each zone has like a list of tasks for you to accomplish to complete every zone. And the way that I've always played those types of games is I will go into the zone and I will literally accomplish everything I possibly can until the story blocks me off from going any farther, which is how it usually goes for those types of games. And I just don't like to leave an area unfinished. It's mostly because I'm a crazy person. I just also have like this weird completionist mindset with this like percentage thing. It's like, yeah, I could move on to the next area, but I don't wanna. Have fun, Klaus. Yeah, I understand that. WoW was one of those games that, like, I was skeptical about it when I was younger, because I didn't have a job until later in high school, so I couldn't pay for the subscription, and I couldn't convince my parents to pay for the subscription. So I waited until I got a job. So that was senior year of high school. I got a job. And I had my old PC. It was a very old PC. It was an E-Machines, which, if you remember those. But yeah, I had E-Machines, and it would run World of Warcraft. And I remember the thing that finally made me play World of Warcraft, or at least play the trial when I was younger, was the South Park episode, Make Love Not Warcraft. And just seeing the in-game characters and stuff like that. And like, I was like, oh my god, this looks so crazy. And I want to try this game. So I got a free trial. I downloaded the free trial from the World of Warcraft website. And I started, my first character was a Night Elf Warrior. I remember that. And I knew nothing about the game. And I started playing it, and before I knew it, I was hooked. And I was like, I have to play this game. So, sure enough, I went out and I bought the battle chest, which is what they were called back then. It was a disc, a physical disc. I'm that old. With World of Warcraft and the very first expansion, which was the only expansion at the time. The Burning Crusade, and I had pretty much been playing ever since, off and on, since 2007. Excellent. That is very good news, sir. I'm very glad to hear it. Let me see what you wrote up here. You have an orange cat. It's going to be a monster. Okay, good to know. And Lemon Demon. Why? What else has he done, Green? Because the name isn't familiar. But I've been terminally online since the since the early 2000s, so. Ah! Ultimate Showdown. Now that I do know. And of course I know Homestar Runner. But I don't know his music. But I definitely know Ultimate Showdown. This is the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny. Good guys, bad guys, and explosions. As far as the eye can see. And only one will survive. I wonder who it will be. This is the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny. Travis can probably sing that whole entire song, word for word. I don't know how. I don't have all the lyrics memorized. But I remember Toby Fox's ties. That makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, I remember Ultimate Showdown from back in the Newgrounds days. That's where I first saw it on Newgrounds.com. Back when Flash on the internet was a thing. And Newgrounds, obviously, it wasn't a perfect place, but I think that there was something to it that was a little more, I mean, YouTube obviously was better in the long run, but there was something pure about not being served content that was curated by an algorithm. Instead, you just saw what was most recently posted, or you went and you followed certain creators that you liked, and you got notified whenever they would post things. But one of my favorite things about Newgrounds, and this is something they should do on YouTube, I think. It could easily be abused, which is why most places don't do this sort of thing. But there was a thing on Newgrounds called blamming, which meant that if a video got disliked enough, then it would get deleted. And people would abuse that, of course, because, you know, Newgrounds was like any website where multiple people were on there and talking with each other. And if there was drama, people would downvote videos into infinity to get rid of them. But then there was also protecting. You could protect a video by upvoting it so that it wouldn't get blamed. Yeah, Homestuck. That's nuts. That's something that I never got into. I knew people in college who were all about Homestuck, and I was like, I don't get it. I never did. I think mostly it was the fandom that kind of turned me off of Homestuck. Quite honestly. Because the fans were absolutely insane. Yeah. The fans were kind of insane and weird, and that's kind of why I never got into it. And like, I was never really like interested in like even reading it. I was aware of its existence, and I have not read it still to this day. But I think also I'm probably gonna catch some flack from this from somebody, I'm sure. But I kind of feel the same way about Undertale fans. Like, I like Undertale. I played through the first game. I don't think I beat it. I think I got to a point where I just stopped. I couldn't remember where. But I don't know. Undertale fans are kind of the same way. They're kind of weird and like obsessed with certain characters and parts of like the story and whatnot. And I'm just like, I can't get that attached to any fandom. It's just not in my nature. I was just looking at these guys painting their like loincloths, and I'm realizing it looks like they're just wearing ropes. It's not really like any clothing. They really are just crazy barnacle crazed guys. Oh yeah? I know I haven't touched Deltarune, and part of the reason why I haven't touched Deltarune is because of Undertale, and because of Undertale fans. I just assumed, probably unfairly, that Undertale fans and Deltarune fans were like a closed circle. Like that Venn diagram is just a circle. Because if you're a fan of one, it stands to reason that you would be a fan of the other. And I don't hate the fans of Undertale, I should say. It's just that they just kind of like, they're way too passionate for me. And I'm just like I said, I can't get that attached to any sort of IP. Nothing like that is gonna like make me get into an argument online with a person. I had an argument on Threads the other day. It wasn't really an argument per se. It was mostly just me being like, I guess I was kind of being snarky, but mostly I was annoyed by their use of a word. And it was a bait post. It was like, you know, I might have talked about this already, but it was a One Piece post, and they were talking about like, their post. The image said that the Straw Hats are the true villains of One Piece, and for that I was like, okay, lol, 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 very funny. But the oh, thank you. Okay, so it's different. Good to know. But yeah, I saw the image and I was like, lol, 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 very funny, you know. But what the original poster had put as the caption, he wrote, "The Straw Hats are the true antagonists of One Piece." And I responded, kind of snarkily, which was, you don't know what the word antagonist means, do you? And I was just like, because I was like, okay, so the bait post is that, oh, the Straw Hats are the real villain. Which, whatever, you know, it's world government propaganda, but it's impossible for the Straw Hats to be the antagonists because the antagonists and villains are not the same thing. So that's what I said to them. It was like, well, antagonists and villains aren't the same thing. Like, just because you're an antagonist doesn't mean you're bad. It just means that you're whatever force is opposing the protagonist. Protagonist isn't necessarily good. It's like, the story's about the Straw Hats, so it's impossible for them to be the antagonist. And they just, I don't think they actually read anything that I actually posted. Because they came back and they said something really stupid. So they're like, well, it only works if you understand this as a joke. And I'm like, well, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that what you're saying is stupid and doesn't make any sense because you're using the wrong word. So I didn't belabor the point. At that point, I was like, so reading comprehension is really the problem that we have here. Is my thought. You just said a whole bunch of words there, Green, that I don't understand what they mean. So I'm gonna believe that you know exactly what you're talking about, and that you're 100% correct. And I'm gonna smile and nod. and say, yep, those are some words that you said there. Which is funny because Undertale has no voice acting. So, if you don't like to read and you're a fan of Undertale, then, what are you doing with your life? Okay. Cool. Yeah, I know reading comprehension is a problem in this nation of the United States of America because I used to be a high school English teacher a long time ago. And let me tell you, getting my students to read anything was a lot like pulling teeth. It may not necessarily be things that you want to read. That doesn't make them any less good. What's it like being an English teacher? Well, how shall I put this? Been a long time since I've been one. I quit teaching in 2021. COVID made me never want to teach again. And I've held true to that for a while now. But basically, what it was a lot of, spoon feeding classic literature to teenagers and, trying to make them understand the relevance of it. But the problem being is that they can't really understand the relevance of it because they don't really understand what they're reading. Because reading, a lot of them even struggle just to read. So, and like they didn't read on they didn't want to read independently. And I mean, it was a struggle to just get the kids to, like, engage with the material, because it's kind of hard to engage with something you don't understand at all and don't really care to try to understand. And because where I was teaching was kind of a poorer area, and the American English or the American school system is kind of designed so that it's impossible to fail or be held back, because school funding depends on graduation rates. So you have to try your hardest to just push everyone through. And if they fail English, they fail the grade. So with that being the stakes, oh, sorry. Well, basically, just like to summarize, kids don't know how to read, and the American education system is set up so that nobody can fail. So, and if they do, then you're in trouble as a teacher, which sounds ridiculous, but you're not allowed to fail anybody, basically. Because school funding is determined by graduation rate. So if you don't have kids graduating, then your school's not going to get funded. You have to maintain a quota. And that's the way we educate students, and we get them out into the world and make sure that they're well-adjusted and well-educated humans, is by pushing them out the door like a product. So that's kind of what it was like being an English teacher. It's like, you got a bunch of kids who don't understand what you're talking about and don't really care to understand. And you basically have to try to help them understand it, and you constantly get resistance, and then you're not allowed to fail them at the end of the year. The thing that really got me was during COVID. I don't like the Great Gatsby either, don't worry. During COVID, the kids had these packets that they had to do after the schools closed, because a lot of our kids didn't have computers with internet at home, because, again, low-income area. And none of the kids did them. And we were told that they could not negatively impact their grade. The packets could not negatively impact their grade. So none of the kids did them. And they all just lost a year. So the ones that passed didn't know what the hell they were doing the next year, and so on and so forth. So, as for books I recommend, are you talking about, like, classical literature? Yeah, that's pretty much how it went when COVID happened. Are you talking about classical literature, Green? Or you just want general recommendations? Non-fiction. Okay. Well, and fiction. Well, as for fiction, let me think. We didn't read a ton of books when I was teaching. I mean, we read To Kill a Mockingbird, but that book's fine. I mean, it's a classic of American literature, but it's incredibly racist, so you kind of have to deal with that. And I mean, the racism in To Kill a Mockingbird is intentionally, like, you know, on display to show how stupid it is. But it's a very racist book in the sense that, like, you know, racism exists in it. We're throwing out some hard N-words. I recommend classical literature being notwithstanding. I recommend Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. It's a very good book. The first science fiction novel ever written. She pioneered a genre. I recommend Don Quixote. It's a very funny book. It's not something that you would expect from the book, but it's about a guy who decides one day that he's going to become be a medieval knight in a time where there are no more medieval knights. So it's a very funny book. Cervantes wrote Don Quixote, I think. Yes, Don Quixote. Very good book. Love it. Let's see, what other classics can I recommend? Yeah, the racism is rough in To Kill a Mockingbird, but it is a product of its time, so there's that. If you never read or watched Arthur Miller's The Crucible, that's a good one. It's a classic. I always liked that one. It's about the Salem witch trials, but it's actually about the Communist Red Scare of the 1950s. Very applicable now as well. Hydrate. Good. Should be taught in schools all the time, I think. Because it's eerily relevant nowadays too. Trying to think if there's any other classics that I can recommend. I don't read a ton of nonfiction, so I can't really help you there. When it comes to books that you wouldn't read in high school, books that I like to read, I am currently on my third reread of Lord of the Rings. And The Hobbit is very good too. I read that book many, many times. Love me some J.R.R. Tolkien, which is very apparent from me talking about it last stream. Last year I read a few good books. Travis was gonna do like a little book club thing with me, but he dropped the ball. I read all the books that we were gonna read, but it was one of them that we did read, that we both read, was the Hollow Spaces, I think is what it's called. The Hollow Places. It's about a woman who falls into, or she finds a portal in her uncle's roadside museum to an alternate dimension. It's a horror story. It's very good. Also, I read interesting. Very interesting. That sounds cool. I also read a book called Mr. Magic, which is I really like the book. It's a little bit of a slow start, I think. But it's about there is a children's television show called Mr. Magic that everybody has distinct memories of, but you can't find it anywhere. Like, it's one of those like Mandela effect things. Like, it's like, I have distinct memories of watching this show. I know it exists. Yada yada yada. And the book follows the child actors who all remember being on the show but have no like evidence of it or anything. And they don't remember everything exactly about the show. And they all get together because there's like a documentary that's being like made about the show, and they all find each other again and start to remember stuff about the show, which is pretty cool. And there's horror elements and stuff like that to go along with it as well. And I also read a book called Life as It Is on Television. It's also a very good book. It's about an alien invasion happens on Earth. Or, not an alien invasion. Aliens visit Earth, and then they leave. And the fallout from that. Like, they don't get out of the spaceship or anything like that. They just show up one day, and then they leave. So, it's about how the world reacts after that. It's pretty cool. I'm just doing their starfish now, and then I'm going to do the metallics, and then we'll be done with these fishmen. Keepers of the Lost. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I can't do many book series nowadays. I'm good if I can pick up like a single book in the series and like pick it up and read it. And yeah, I was trying to read I read a few books from the Horus Heresy, the Warhammer 40K novels. And there's so many books in that series that I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to read all of these. But I might see if I can pick up a few more as they go on. Or as I go on. I might try to pick up a few here and there. Because I got like the first 2 or 3 in the series. And I know it kind of branches off and like goes weird places, so. But I really like Warhammer 40K lore, so I very much will check out the rest of them at some point. Hi, Tarvis. How you doing, bud? We're almost finished with the Fishmen. That's good. I'm glad you are good. I was just talking about books. That's it. I know you're farming dinks. That's what you do. You're a dink farmer. Are you playing World of Warcraft right now? Is that what you're doing? About to. You're looking for a commission request. Ah. Someone wanted to propose through Darren? What? That's wild. I mean, I guess they could.
My grandfather's clock was too large for the shelf, so it stood 90 years on the floor. It was taller by half than the old man himself, though it weighed not a penny weight more. It
A giant benevolent crab creature.
Never to go again when the old man died. In watching its pendulum swing to and fro, many hours had he spent while a boy. And in childhood and manhood the clock seemed to know, and to share both his grief and his joy. For it struck 24 when he entered in the door, with a blooming and beautiful bride. But it stopped short, never to go again when the old man died.
Oh, you found it. Okay, good. That's funny. Are you gonna do it? Is Darren gonna propose?
Tick tock, and it stopped short, never to go again when the old man died. My grandfather said that of those
Of course. That's wild.
he found,
You live a wild and crazy life, my friend. And I love it.
one desire at the close of each week to be wound. For it kept in its place, not a frown upon its face, and its hands never hung by his side. But it stopped short, never to go again when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering.
It's so specific.
Tick tock, his life seconds numbering. Tick tock, but it stopped short, never to go again when the old man died.
I'm glad my
An alarm in the dead of the night, an alarm that
well, we can't give it away, Green.
and we knew that his spirit was blooming for flight, that his hour of departure had come. Still the clock kept its time with a soft and muffled chime, as we silently stood
Ah.
by his side.
It is very touching.
But it stopped short
I'm also glad my ladies arrived.
when the old man died.
I won't talk about what they're for on stream,
Slumbering, tick
but
tick tock, his life seconds numbering.
I'm glad my ladies arrived to you, Travis.
Short,
I sent Travis a couple of painted miniatures for a collaboration that we're doing, but I won't say anything more.
yes, it stopped short, never to go again when the old man died.
No spoilers. It is very dope. Ad time. Thank you for the money. I'm super excited about that. Yes, the Undermine. I'm so glad you found it. I wasn't going to mention it because I wanted you to stumble upon it organically. And I felt like you would appreciate that. Because I feel like you would, if I would have told you that there was a goblin focused area in Raid in War Within, you would have just devoted all your time and energy into finding it. Which is a noble pursuit, but you know. I didn't want to spoil anything for you. Rock and Stone, yes, Rock and Stone. I'm a dwarf at heart as well. But also a skeleton? Because I have an undead character that I've been playing since I came back. I guess I'm just a spooky kind of person. I'm so spooky. I was doing some organizing here live on stream. Okay. Now this is the last starfish. I have not heard of Ball Wizard. And I was a goth kid in high school, so, you know. Stands to reason that the spookiness never really left me. I was never, like, hardcore goth. I never, like, painted my nails or, you know, wore makeup. I just, I wore all black, and I had the big baggy jeans with chains on them. I was probably more of a punk, I guess, with a heavy dash of goth. Yeah, Travis, I can see you as the scene kid. It was never a phase. It's just who we are, man. Deep down. But also, I'm too happy of a person to be a goth, really. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm full of existential dread, but... who isn't? If you're not full of existential dread, you're not paying attention. All right, that's all the starfish. It's true. I also find comfort in the melancholy. Alright, let's see all this crap. I'm looking at stuff. There we go. Okay, I see this Deltarune character that you've posted, Green. I don't know who this is, but it's definitely a Deltarune character. I only check these memes for Ball Wizard. Memes.
Yo, it's the Ball Wizard! Hey man, what's up? Dab me up! Wait, Ball Wizard? Oh, dude, you're gonna love this. Do your thing, Ball Wizard! Is that all he can do? Oh, he can do way more! Ball Wizard, show him your special attack!
Okay. That's funny. All right. Let us. All right, what are we gonna do? That'll do. All right. Let's. Okay, so we're gonna do the metallics on this. The spears are just gonna be silver, and the shafts are gonna be like a bronzy, and so is their like little belt buckly thingy dingy. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I changed a bunch of emotes in the channel to just be follower emotes. So if you're on Twitch and you're currently watching, and you're following the channel, then you should have a bunch of the emotes. They used to be only sub-only emotes. So I moved a bunch of them over into following because I don't have a ton of subs. So. You should have some emotes. I need to update all my emotes, but I need to find a good artist for that because and that requires money. And in order for me to invest the money in it, I need people to subscribe to the channel. So it's kind of a snake that eats its tail.
If me friends did me despise, well, I'd up with me fist and I'd black their eyes. And it's old brown ale and old brown beer, bonny little brown jug that I love dear. In comes the landlord, jovial and fat. He's got on his peaked feathered hat. He serves your beer till his cellar runs dry, and he don't give a damn if you live or die. And it's old brown ale and old brown beer, bonny little brown jug that I love dear. Now the brewer brews it in the can, and the landlord serves it up in the pan. As for me, I'll do me part, and I'll keep strong ale next to me heart. And it's old brown ale and old brown beer, bonny little brown jug that I love dear. And it's old brown ale and old brown beer, bonny little brown jug that I love dear.
All right, that's one. But yeah, I'd love to get some more emotes for the channel, some more wizardy stuff. I'd also love to get a, I'd love to get a professional artist to draw my avatar, and do some more like emotes and animations and a whole bunch of other stuff for the channel, because I refuse to use AI. And also, I am not an artist. My little blue wizard avatar is an edit of a Final Fantasy Tactics sprite that I did myself. It's passable. I think it's fine. Looks good. Works for now. But I'd like something original. Just for for branding purposes. As funny as that sounds. But I said before that a dream of dreams would be for this to be my full-time job, creating content, streaming, making videos, that sort of thing. So, yeah. In order for me to do that, like, 100% legit, I want to have, like, something, like, completely original. That's all me. And not just an edit that I made. So. But that's pie in the sky. Just need people to sub to the channel, that's all. Or support me on Patreon. You can do that too. It would be dope. But I gotta hit that, that sweet spot. But I do appreciate everybody who comes and hangs out. I should mention that. I really do. It's a huge boon for me to know that people like to hang out and just chat while I'm painting. But I do want to do other things, like besides just the painting streams. I was telling Travis earlier in our secret, super secret chat that I appreciate that, Green. Don't feel obligated or at all to do anything. It's one of those things that I'd like to pay somebody to do for me. The emotes that I have in the channel right now, I actually paid. I paid for a long time ago when I first started up this Twitch channel. Before I had children. When I first made affiliate. I've been affiliate for a while now. But yeah. So I mean, like, I want to do other stuff besides just the painting streams. I like the painting. Don't get me wrong. But you know, I was telling Travis earlier in our super secret chat that tonight all I really wanted to do, I have to stream because it's Monday night, and I want to keep to my schedules. There should be no reason, unless there's like a legitimate reason for me to miss stream. I don't want to miss stream. And I was like, all I really want to do tonight is play World of Warcraft. Oh, you mean the car that you get in the Undermine? I do know about it. I have not touched Undermine, but I know about it. That's all I know. I know it exists. But I was just telling you, I was like, all I really want to do is play World of Warcraft tonight, but I have to stream. So I don't know if people would be interested in watching me play World of Warcraft with Travis. I mean, maybe we could do that. I wouldn't mind. We could co-stream or whatever. We could collaborate. I know you're interested in that, Travis. The Adventures of Yorick and Rungley. That's got a good ring to it, actually. But yeah, I thought about doing that, but like, you know, I don't know if anybody would want to watch it. That's the thing. And I still want to do the retro RPG streams. I keep talking about this, but like every time I think about doing it, I get like nervous because like everybody's so used to me doing painting streams. I'm just like, is anybody gonna want to watch the retro RPG streams? Like, so I don't know. I was thinking about doing Lost Odyssey to begin with, but I think that's kind of, it might be a little niche. So kind of what I'm thinking that I might do. You would want to watch which one, Green? The retro RPGs or me playing World of Warcraft, or both? But I was thinking that Lost Odyssey might be both. Oh, Trials of Mana. Oh, I would play Trials of Mana. I don't have it, but I would play it. The one that I'm thinking of doing instead of Lost Odyssey, because it might be a little too niche, is kind of topical since they're releasing the a sort of series reboot this year. I was thinking about doing yes, that means it has to happen. So I was thinking about doing Fable and playing through that series, doing Fable 1, 2, and 3. I have all the games, so I could do that. But they're releasing the new, like, reimagining of Fable. And I thought, you know, maybe I play through the series. That could be fun. Because I know those games pretty well. I know Fable 1 very well. I played through it a ton when I was younger. I had the Lost Chapters on PC, and I beat it several times. Fable 2 I've played through a couple of times. But it's been a long time. And Fable 3 I played through once. Because I wasn't too keen on it. So I didn't really like... I didn't really like playing it that much because it's not that good, but it's fine. Got bored in one, got stuck on the first major quest in the town. Which, you said Fable, was it Fable 1 that you were playing? Yes, the Richard Iode is a character in there. And they talked about it in the trailer, so it's not really a spoiler. They don't give you all the details, but you can make a decision whether or not you're going to actually, or whether you're going to kill him or not. Because at one point he becomes giant somehow. They didn't say how, but at one point he becomes giant, and you have to make the decision whether or not to kill him. And if you decide to kill him, then his corpse just hangs out on the map. Becomes a permanent fixture, and the people who live nearby are a little annoyed by it. Probably annoyed with you for doing it. Which is hilarious to me. But yeah, so I'm thinking about playing through Fable. So if folks are interested, I could start that up. No, that's just a shadow. Okay. But I also want to do long form content as well. So, all right. So now we're gonna do the buckles and the spear shafts, and that's gonna be Battle Axe Brass. I'm glad you're here for it, Travis. I'm hoping that other people are here for it as well. But I also, like, you know, when people come into the stream, I want them to understand, like, you know, oh, I do retro RPGs on, like, Wednesdays or whatever, and then, but yeah, Mondays and Thursdays I paint, you know, that sort of thing, so. I don't want them to come in and be like, you know, on a Monday or a Thursday, be like, what? I thought we were playing Fable again. Like, no, Mondays and Thursdays I paint. But I'm sure that will happen. Like, I'm 99% sure that will happen when I start doing the retro RPGs. Someone will come in to watch the game and then be surprised on You're never leaving Undermine. I love it. If 2 dice, how 1-9? That's hilarious. Also, Green, are you talking about Dragon Quest? I don't know what Dragon Story is. I know that Dragon Quest 7 is getting a remake. Yes, okay, good. Yeah, that would definitely be one that I'm interested in. I like Dragon Quest. I played the crap out of Dragon Quest 11. And I played Dragon Quest 9. And 8, I want to say. Yeah, 8. Dragon Quest 8, Dragon Quest 9 was on the 3DS. Or it was just on the DS. And then also I played I went back and I played Dragon Quest 1 and 2 and 3. I have 4 and I have 5 and 6 as well on the DS. I don't have a legitimate copy, I should say. I have them. Because if you try to get a legitimate copy of Dragon Quest 4, 5, and 6 on the DS, you better be willing to shill out like hundreds of dollars. I have a legitimate copy of 4. Have very lucky on an eBay auction. I would also love to play. Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3, the HD 2D remakes. This is a very thick paint, this bronze that I have here. Oh yeah, Akira Toriyama was the art director on every Dragon Quest game. It's all very much done in his style. He was also the art director on Chrono Trigger. Not Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross. Nope, Chrono Trigger. I was right the first time. Chrono Cross is the sequel. My brain did a loop-de-loop. Chrono Trigger is one of my favorite games of all time. I played it on my channel a long time ago. Sandland. Yeah, I read the Sandland manga when it was in Shonen Jump. The American version of Shonen Jump. Back when American Shonen Jump had physical copies. Now it's just all digital. Yep. That's exactly why Chrono looks like a Dragon Ball character. It's because Akira Toriyama did the art direction on that game. That was a Dream Team situation, Chrono Trigger. That was like a bunch of like legendary RPG people like came together to make an RPG. And they made Chrono Trigger. And funnily enough, that was originally going... Chrono Trigger was originally going to be Final Fantasy VII. But then they decided they wanted to go with a 3D route and changed it up. And it's really funny that both of those games, though, changed RPGs forever. There's a Dragon Ball movie character that looks like Chrono and you can't unsee it. It probably was an homage. I wouldn't be surprised. Toriyama was notorious for putting his other characters in his other works. He did, I mean, there's 2 episodes of Dragon Ball where Aurelie crosses over, which was from his first, like, really popular manga, or gag manga called Dr. Slump. And, Goku meets Aurelie in the Red Ribbon arc of Dragon Ball, and they meet Aurelie again in Dragon Ball Super, which is hilarious to me. I think Vegeta meets her too, and she's like, look how she's drawn. She's obviously from a gag manga. That's just Toriyama all over, though. That's just who he is. Or who he was, I guess. R.I.P. Oh, I forgot to do this guy's belt buckle. I knew that was going to happen in my brain. Travis, how's Undermine? So dope. I love that. I'm so glad you're having a good time, man. Have you looked at the sky? I haven't been there, but I saw Krindor, Wow Krindor, go there, and he talked about it. Chrono and Tapion from Dragon Ball. Okay. I'll look it up in a minute. Oh, you're doing housing. Okay. Okay. Just 2 more Fishmen, then I can do shades, and then we'll do last metal highlights, and then we will be done. A big evil bugman living in his store that he has to kill to save his planet. Okay. Sounds like a DBZ movie plot. Just need to do the builds. Oh no, we're not doing this one yet. This is our exit zone. We're not leaving yet. Not yet. Soon though, probably. Alrighty. Just need to do this fellow's belt buckle, and then I will add shade. And then our final highlight. And we will be good to go. Alrighty. Now we apply the shade. Add time. Okay. And also a hydrate. I'm almost out of water. In fact, I am out of water. Thank you. Thank you for all the money. Thank you. Thank you for the money, money. Thank you. Thank you for the money. Thank you. Thank you for all the money, money. Apologies to Tom Ska. All right. Now we're just going to apply a brown shade all over these metallics. I'm doing it on the silver too because I kind of want to dirty up the silver a little bit. Because, I mean, these guys are underwater. Or they live underwater. So it's not like their weapons are going to be, like, immaculate. Okay. Oh, yeah, their weapons are going to be dirty. Hence the brown. Usually when I do dirty silver, I'll still do a black shade, but I just honestly, I don't want to.
As I walked down the Broadway one evening in July, I met a maid who asked me trade, and a sailor lad says I, and away is Santee, my dear Annie. Oh, you New York girls, can't you dance the polka? To Tiffany's I took her, I did not mind expense. I bought her 2 gold earrings and they cost me 15 cents. And away is Santee, my dear Annie. Oh, you New York girls, can't you dance the polka? Says she, you lime juice sailor, now see me home you may. But when we reached her cottage door, she this to me did say, and away is Santee, my dear Annie. Oh, you New York girls, can't you dance the polka? My flashman, he's a Yankee, with his hair cut short behind. He wears a pair of long sea boots and he sails in the Black Ball Line. And away is Santee, my dear Annie. Oh, you New York girls, can't you dance the polka? He's homeward bound this evening, and with me he will stay. So get a move on, sailor boy, get cracking on your way. And away is Santee.
Oh, don't forget the belt. Yeah. Well, I kind of went with the bronze for the for like his little like jewelry or what you would call it, like his little like belt buckle thingy, and the shaft of his spear. It was bronze as well.
I wrapped me glad rags round me and to the docks did steer. I'll never court another maid, I'll stick to rum and beer. And away is Santee, my dear Annie. Oh, you New York girls, can't you dance the polka?
And the reason why I did that was I just want to.
I joined a Yankee bloodboat and sailed away next morn. Don't ever fool around with girls, you're safer off.
I wanted to vary up the metals on the weapon because if it's all one like thing, it's kind of boring. Very nearly done, guys. I keep saying that, but it's true. Thank you very much. I'm glad you guys have stuck around. Next, we'll probably do some hero models, meaning that I say hero models. We'll do some single figures that are like, you know, each one gets a little bit more attention to it. I think I'm going to do the gargoyle. I have two alternate gargoyles. One is also kind of doubles as like a demon form for the warlock hero. So I'll probably paint that one to be more like a demon and one of them to be like a stone like gargoyle. Like proper stone gargoyle, so. That'll probably be my next one, and then I'll do the Chaos / Dread Warriors. And then I have some Orcish Archers I need to do. And that'll be it for the hero quest. Oh, and then a dragon. Yes, there is a dragon. I have a dragon as well. The dragon I'm going to save till last, I think, because it's a very big model and, you know, I want it to be like the special way for me to end. You know? And then once I'm finished with all these guys, I'm gonna probably do a video about it. And talk about my experience. Yeah, I'm kind of torn on what color I want to paint it. I have some ideas about painting the. Let me look up this Tapion guy while I'm waiting for this to straight. Well, I'm waiting for this to. Oh. Yeah, I can see Chrono. I also see Link. Because he's playing a flute. Oh my god. Get out of here. What movie is he from? He's from Wrath of the Dragon. I never watched that one. He's also in the anime at some point, apparently. I am. And I see Link, and I see Chrono. Yeah, the hairstyle is very similar. I'm out of water. There's no more water. So I have to use Coke. He's pretty cool. I like his character design. Cool. Yeah, I'm torn on the dragon. I was thinking either I was thinking either a red or a purple or maybe a blue dragon. Red, purple, or blue are the colors I'm kind of toying with. Because I have a black dragon already. Stretching. That's hard. Alrighty. Now it's time for our final color highlights. So we're going to use Surcoat Silver for the silver. And then we're going to do we're going to use Top Brass for the highlights on the brass. A green and purple dragon. I'm trying to imagine what that will look like. I mean, I feel like it would look like I feel like it would look a little bit too much like Spyro the Dragon, or what you call it, or Barney the Dinosaur. I'm making the points look sharp, but I'm like adding like some rough scratches on the sides to give it a little bit more texture, and so it doesn't look as like clean. Our green dragon with glowing purple highlights. Maybe. I already have a green and black dragon that I painted. So I was kind of trying to steer away from green, just so it was a little, so that this next dragon's a little more distinct. So that's why I was kind of toying with the idea of red or blue. Purple was kind of like more like a dark purple, I was thinking. Cobalt and crimson, or a cobalt and purple. I could maybe do the red and blue. The red and blue might be cool. I'll think about it. I'll have to look. I'll have to, like, you know, see it on the figure itself, and then I'll know. Then I'll know. And I can always paint over it and start over and all that stuff. Guys, we are so nearly done. It is not even funny. Just 2 more silvers. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's kind of what I usually what I would go with too. Is one color with like a contrasting underbelly tone. Or a complementary underbelly tone. You don't really want to go too wild with the colors because, like, if both of your colors are very, like, you know, vibrant or whatever, then they don't blend well enough, then it doesn't, like, there's a lot of visual disconnectivity. Or if they're too similar, it can, like, you know, also cause problems. So. Alright, last silver. But like I said, the dragon's gonna be last, so we got plenty of time to figure it out. Plenty of time. So we got 2 gargoyles, and then we have Chaos Warriors and Orc Archers and a whole mess of other things. I guess that's about it. Before I have to think about painting a dragon. Alright, it's the last bit of silver, and then now we're just going to do a real quick highlight of this top brass, and then we will be done and dusted. Yeah, go for it. Give it a shot. I've just looking at all these fishmen, and we'll line them up here in the end because we are almost there. The end of painting these, and that means we're also at the end, almost at the end of the stream. Alrighty, just two more. We are done. That's it. Okay, very cool. Green. All right, so let's take a look at what we've done. Let's look at our accomplishments and revel for a second. All right, so we've got here the blue Fishmen. The fish are finished indeed. We've got the green Fishmen. We have the red Fishmen. I'm going to move everybody over just a touch. Because we need to get in the ugly boys. I'll turn my face off for just a second. So there you go. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. They are all done. Every last one of them. And I think they look pretty fantastic. I'm not gonna lie. I am very proud of the way that all these guys came out. I really love these models, our minis. I love the detail on them. And I really love the, just how much texture there is to play with. So, it's been a lot of fun painting them. And, yeah. So there we go. So next up on our list of guys to paint, we're doing the gargoyles. And then after the gargoyles, we will do the Chaos Warriors. They're very similar to the Fishmen in that there are 6 of them, but I know exactly how I'm going to paint them. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, the right amount of fish nastiness, I think. I think that is correct. The Chaos Warriors, I know exactly how I'm going to paint them. The Gargoyles, I already know how I'm going to paint them. And then I need to finish I'd finish some Orcish Bowmasters. And after that, we've got just a few odds and ends, but the dragon is the big one. All right, we're going to move over to this screen here, and I'm going to take us on a little trip. Whoa. Okay, so, whew, it has been a little bit of a journey. As these Fishmen, I put a little bit more work into them than I usually would have, but there's just so much detail in them. I wanted them to be cool. So, all right, let's take a look here. I don't know if I'm gonna raid out to anybody, just because. Excuse me. Just because I think that I'm kind of like I want to go play World of Warcraft, and that's about it. It's the only reason why. But thanks for hanging out, guys. I really do appreciate it. I will be back, of course, on Thursday. Let me do my my little exit song here. Here we go.
There is a tavern in
Whoo!
the town, and there my true love sits him down and drinks
Oh,
his wine.
so good. Stardew Valley. That would definitely be a very chill stream. I like Stardew Valley. I've played a lot of it. But it would be fun. That would be fun. But yeah, I just want to go play World of Warcraft before I have to go to bed. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. We got our Fishmen done, and thanks for sticking through it. Something new on Thursday. Gargoyles. We'll probably finish at least one of them on the stream. Because it usually takes me about 3 hours to finish a model like that, so. And that's usually how long my stream goes, but we'll find out. But thanks so much for hanging out. Again, keep saying that. Expect a big long video coming soon about the painting Hero Quest thing. That's the first big hurdle, is trying to get all these guys done. And then I can move on to other projects, and I really just want to knock this out as much as I can. I still need to do the furniture. That's its own bugbear, but, you know, it is what it is. And I still need to do all the other expansions, but that can all come later. I need to take a break after I finish the big ones, so I'll get to those later. But if you subscribe to the channel, thanks for subscribing. If you're following the channel, thanks for following. And if you're watching over on YouTube, thanks for watching on YouTube. And yeah, I will see you guys all on Thursday. If not before. Wednesday night is when I'm thinking about doing the retro RPG streams. I will alert everyone if I'm planning on doing that, and we'll start playing Fable. And maybe tomorrow night I'll stream WoW with Travis, depending on what he wants to do. So, farewell.
Remember that the best of friends must part. Adieu, adieu, kind friends, adieu, adieu, adieu. I can no longer stay with you. I'll hang my harp on a weeping willow tree.